Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture.
And I'm Andy Murray from WhatCulture.
And don't forget, if you want to listen to the news as a podcast when you are out and about, you can do so by searching for WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. But coming up today, more members of the Raw roster have been added to the Royal Rumble match.
Our two big WWE matches in Kane's future.
Could we see a member of the Impact roster moving to WWE?
And the third Jericho cruise has been confirmed.
This is the news.
But we are going to kick things off by talking about perhaps the biggest thing to happen on last night's Raw, that being the new Raw Tag Team Champions.
Oh, thank God, I thought you were going to just talk about the main event then.
Seth the Chef and your buddy Murphy won the belts, defeating the Viking Raiders in a fun little match that saw all of their seconds, AOP, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, banished early on, allowing them to work a relatively clean clash. That was loads of fun to watch. This was all set up in the opening segment. The Viking Raiders joined Joe and Kevin Owens in their ongoing war with the boys. It was 2-on-4. The Viking Raiders came out, evened it up later. Seth issued the challenge shortly after the match was made. Title change happened. Interesting that they've gone with Seth and Buddy, who to my knowledge have never teamed before, and not AOP, who are the established team. However, it's Buddy's first proper main roster title. Don't include 205 Live there. It was a fun match. It's a cool angle. Gives them some tension with AOP for the future, maybe. Not now. Stable's too good for now. I like this.
Yeah, I feel like AOP would have been like, what's that? Tag title match? What do you mean it's you and Buddy? But as much as all that and as much as it's a shame to take the title off the Viking Raiders, I sense this is probably leading to some sort of crossed eventually AOP versus Viking Raiders match, because just big bloody lads hitting each other.
Beefy.
But in terms of a push for Buddy Murphy, from 2 weeks ago, before they did the whole him joining the Bras team, as they're known, of course.
As they're known.
We were just like, right, so he's lost a few with Aleister Black, now what? He's now a tag team champion, and he just looks mint in that stable.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good addition. A bunch of people pointed this out actually on Twitter and in the comments section afterwards, that if you look at the composition of the stable, you got a tag team, you got a main eventer, you got a mid-card guy, upper mid-card guy. It's a good little layout, that, because everyone's on a slightly different level, although Seth and Buddy are now obviously on a similar level now that they're teaming. But you got to think, like, if they added maybe a female competitor to that roster as well, wow.
Golden
really
Bras,
complete.
yeah.
It's great. The Golden Bras, Jesus. It's really good stuff. Love all this. Love what they're doing with all of these characters at the moment. Long may it continue.
And speaking of bras and potentially...
Stop it!
It's the name of the team. Everyone was tweeting at me last night. There's Bras. Bras has opened the show. Start the show with Bras. Speaking of getting all the gold for the Bras, Seth Rollins is confirmed as a member of the 30 people getting involved in the men's Royal Rumble match. It was announced on Raw last night, as are Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe. And it's expected that we are going to see Andrade versus Humberto Carrillo on the card as well. Andrade retained his United States Championship in a really painful looking ladder match against Rey Mysterio last night. And then afterwards, after he hit his underhook DDT thing through a ladder on Rey Mysterio, he looked like he was setting to do it on the outside. Someone jumped over the guardrail, or someone just appeared basically in a Rey Mysterio mask, and I thought, wow, I hope that's not Kane Velasquez. And it wasn't. It was Humberto Carrillo who made the save. They brawl a bit, and you sense he's going to be back challenging Andrade for the United States Championship at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, this is cool stuff. That'll be a really good match, because both of those guys are really good. And Humberto has like an established, you know, not like proper on-screen relationship, but a fondness for Rey Mysterio, who the announcers put over as his idol. That match will be cool. That ladder match hurt me watching at home. It was certainly a painful one on Raw, but you know, typically.
Did they forget to buy the ladders that break?
Yeah, I think they did. Like,
up until the end.
Should have gimmicked those ones, brother.
Yeah, not good. It's a bit of a shame in terms of that match, only because I really wanted Andrade to be showcased in the Royal Rumble, but it makes sense. He's got a mid-card title, and it's a good little match. Just don't put it on the I almost swore then. Don't put it on the pre-show. For God's sake, it's Andrade versus Humberto Carrillo. It's going to be so good.
Yeah, put the Shorty G match on the pre-show. Also in the Rumble now, that's 22 names confirmed in the men's side. 8 spots left. maybe get one or two more on SmackDown, but we could be looking at a fair few surprises, including NXT wrestlers this year.
Yes,
So that's
someone tweeted me last night. I'm so sorry, I've forgotten your name. There's someone tweeted me saying that WWE released a by the numbers video like they always do every year, and at the end they said whatever they're called, three things will clash. So it would be Raw, SmackDown, and you would sense more people from NXT. I've completely forgotten what the name is for the shows.
Yeah.
3 shows will clash.
3
We're getting NXT people,
groups of
basically. It's
men.
early on a Tuesday, I apologise.
Do you know who else we might be getting? Kane!
Watch out for that choke slam!
I've got a new report here from PW Insider stating that Kane is currently set to be at the Royal Rumble. He's booked for the event this Sunday. However, his role on the show is unknown.
Please don't be in the Rumble.
He could well just be there supporting Daniel Bryan. Of course, he appeared on SmackDown to help his former Team Hell No partner in his ongoing war with Bray Wyatt. Although, he could also be in the Royal Rumble, because when he cut that promo, he was talking about the history he's made and all this stuff. Big hints there. We could see Kane in the Royal Rumble this week, but I've got another.
God, no.
I've also got another news story about Kane. And this one comes from Cage Side Seats and their daily rumour roundup column. In that today, they note that Saudi Arabian television adverts for the upcoming WWE event in the country, which is spot to be on the 20th or 27th of February, currently lists a big match pitting Kane against Bray Wyatt, a foe he is no stranger with, having fought Wyatt in his first proper match in WWE, that Ring of Fire. That wasn't good. Maybe this will be better. The Fiend versus Kane.
I forgot about that. Was that the one where it's like, how's Spooky Bray going to get around this? And he was just like, fireproof stuff, baby.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, logic. Okay, fair enough. Look, I don't want to see The Fiend versus Kane. But if you're going to do it, put it in Saudi Arabia, I suppose.
Yeah, put some respect on the big machine. The big machine.
I mean, it would make sense to have him in Daniel Bryan's corner, maybe, at the Rumble. I really couldn't care less.
Rather than...
What's going on in Knox County? There must be anarchy.
Tell us the political situation. Rather than seeing Kane as the demon versus the Fiend, I would much rather see the Mr. Rogers Bray Wyatt character versus corporate Mayor Glenn Concessions Kane.
Yes.
How stupid would that be? Actually, because Saudi Arabia is the pantomime show, right? It's like big spots and old stars and all this stuff. Why don't they do a match?
And all the pyro you can buy.
Exactly. Why don't they do a match where, like, halfway through it's Mayor Kane versus Bray Wyatt in his little jumper and stuff. There's a big explosion and stuff, and suddenly they turn into Demon and the Fiend, and then they turn into fake Diesel and Husky Harris after that. Just do that. That'd be cool. It wouldn't, but do it.
I saw people asking about Kane versus The Fiend at WrestleMania. So just put it at Saudi Arabia so we don't have to watch it at WrestleMania,
don't do that at WrestleMania. No.
Right, let's move on to potentially some good news about WWE, because there is a lot of talk that Taya Valkyrie is wrapping up with Impact Wrestling. Of course, her husband is John Morrison, recently returned on SmackDown, and there is lots of speculation that if she does leave Impact, she could be heading to WWE. Now, if anyone has been paying attention to Morrison and Valkyrie when they were together on Impact, or I think they were on Lucha Underground together?
They were indeed, yes.
I thought they worked really well together. This is a great signing if WWE
pairing.
can get this through.
It's a good pairing. It's worth pointing out, it's all speculation. Don't go at us and stuff if it's doesn't come true. Comes from Cage Side Seats, Rumour Roundup column. Gonna put my hand up here because there's gonna be some Impact spoilers for stuff that hasn't aired. So when I take the hand down, you can unmute. Okay, so at the recent set of Impact tapings in Mexico City, Taya actually lost her Knockouts Championship. Record-breaking Knockouts Championship reign, lost it to Jordan Grace. However, she has been set up as Tessa Blanchard's first opponent for the Impact Wrestling World Championship. So there are mixed messages there, but either way, you can unmute now. Coming out of there's two things to read into there, but I think Taya would be a good addition for WWE. Obvious chemistry with Morrison if she went straight into the main roster. I think that'd be a cool little stable, if Maurice is ever able to come back onto television. Maurice, Taya, The Miz, Morrison, just a gang of complete assholes. I think that'd be cool.
Imagine,
That'd
Yes,
be awesome.
please.
And we could have them as children running around as well, like wrestling Shorty G, because...
How long is it until WWE releases a child's belt?
Nicholas Cone, come on down, baby. Although he'll be like 13 by the time that happens,
Yeah.
so he's an adolescent at that point. Gonna finish things off with just a little story here. Chris Jericho, the Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea Part 2 second wave, that's a mouthful, departed Miami yesterday. And as it was departing Miami, Chris Jericho confirmed the third Jericho cruise. It is subtitled triple, I didn't write it down, professional. Triple something.
Wow, can't wait for triple, I didn't write it down, professional.
Yeah, more Bobo. It is taking place from the 1st of February to the 5th of February. Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea. Cool stuff. This week's one is obviously going to host the AEW Dynamite. I can't wait to see what that looks like above anything else. Dynamite on a boat. Cool. Jericho Cruise free. Cool. We'd love to go to one of these, Chris. Send us some tickets, Chris.
This is the announcement I was going to make. I saw Brian Alvarez is obviously on there. I saw Aubrey Edwards posting some photos from there. I got very, very jealous basically looking at it this morning. It looks absolutely fantastic. But good news, we are going to be there at the third cruise. 1st to the 5th of February 2021. We will be there. Just say it and hope it happens.
Yeah, I mean, we're not.
I can't afford a ticket, but
we're not sending them these checks every month for nothing, are we?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Chris, man.
Come on,
You
guys.
even send us a bowl of bubbly. Anyway.
Not that we're angry.
No.
Okay. Let's move on to Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE, of course. If you want to get in touch with us, Brian Cromer starts us off saying, do you think Becky Lynch could lose her title to Asuka at the Rumble only to join Seth's new faction, or do you think they'd rather keep them apart now?
Interesting angle there. I'm a huge fan of the storyline where one wrestler has another wrestler that they just can't beat and they lose to them several times, learning something each time before finally paying it off in like the 5th or 6th match. But with the Becky storyline at the moment and with how popular she still is and with how much momentum she still has as a babyface, I think her overcoming Asuka is probably the destination leading to that WrestleMania match, either with Shayna or Ronda. I think that's probably the direction they're going to go with. However, I do like your destination very much. Your booking is really solid. Becky joining Seth and the boys, that'd be really cool. I just don't think it's the right time for it.
I really think Becky versus Asuka at the Royal Rumble, I cannot call. Because why do you think? Oh, it makes sense. Becky wins. Becky goes on to face, like you say, Ronda or Shayna to complete a year as Raw Women's Champion at the WrestleMania. At the same time, Asuka versus Shayna Baszler at WrestleMania with Becky Lynch in literally any other match because she's a draw, I'm okay with as well.
Yeah.
Second question today comes from Hannah Ringle, who says, which WWE legends, men and women, are you hoping to see in the Royal Rumble?
Oh, I've said this like 700 times, but Goldberg. I would like to see Edge.
I want to see Riddle come out to Goldberg's music.
Riddle coming out to Goldberg's music would be a fantastic bit of troll.
Edge, yes, Edge.
Edge.
I'll be edging myself if Edge comes out.
There we go.
Women-wise, Molly Holly, because Phil Chambers always explodes whenever she appears.
Yeah, big Molly Holly.
Anyone else?
Phil Chambers. I mean, Beth Phoenix seems an obvious one. She's an announcer and stuff. But yeah.
Layla. Let's get some English women in
Yeah, why not? I mean, the thing with the women's side of it is that WWE have brought almost everyone you can think of back for Royal Rumbles, for Evolution. Trish versus Charlotte, another thing they brought someone back for, but Trish has obviously been brought back before that. So they've gone through a lot of the people that they could do that would be the most exciting, but we might as well throw Trish and Lita in there.
Santina Morella.
Oh.
Dave against MS gives us our final question of the day, saying, do you think AEW should introduce another belt? Because Darby Allin should be a champ of some sort in that company.
I'm kind of leaning towards it now because the Dynamite Diamond Ring, why do I find that so hard to say? Just seems to be like a cool prop for MJF, and that's cool because the Kiss the Ring gimmick is awesome, and it's nice that he has this little thing where he can go, hey, I'm the boy. But yeah, you look at guys like Sammy Guevara, and you look like Darby Allin, perfect example, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, all these guys don't really have like a determined a price to fight for at the moment. And I think it'd be really cool. I think it'd be a good way to have them feature for this belt every week. I think the timing's right now as well.
What would you call it? I saw someone suggesting the AEW Elite Championship, which would be the All Elite Wrestling Elite Championship, but still.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool little name and it fits the promotion's gimmick, but Elite suggests the top tier, which suggests the top title.
Semi-elite.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Half elite.
50-50 elite.
Elite light.
Diet elite. I like TV titles. Cody is a WCW mark. He probably likes TV titles as well. That'd be cool. Defended every week.
Having said all that, the Dudley Boys have suggested that in the long term, we could eventually see Darby Allin becoming world champion because he's fought the top guys and he's always come close and, he just gets battered every single week, it seems. And that as a sort of storyline arc, I really, really like.
Darby's the man. Imagine not liking Darby because he's
I don't know
smart.
how he lives, but yes.
Yeah.
Even when he just posts old videos of like, here's a skateboarding trick I did where I shattered both my ankles. And I'm like, right, okay, well that would be done forever.
That's the thing about Darby Allin, man. Like, you can say what you want about his size and stuff, but that man has more toughness in his right hand than most people do in their entire body.
Oh! See, off work for the rest of the day now.
Gee whiz.
Got that on camera, you can sue me. Right, let's move on to today's, and finally, a massive shout out here to Greg Osman, who tweeted us this. He got married on Saturday. Congratulations to Greg.
Congratulations.
And to Mrs. Osman now. And I want to... Tish, hang on, wait a second. That must be his missus. Tish. Greg and Tish.
Hey.
Congratulations to Greg and Tish. This was their entrance at the reception. I want to show you this, Andy Murray, because this is absolutely spectacular. Here they come, the new married couple. I love the fact that I don't know who persuaded who, but I sense Greg and Tish were in this together because look at this for an entrance. Andy Murray. Here they come. Matching belts, matching leather jackets.
Get in.
The closest I came was my missus demanding that we, post-marriage, you go into the reception where you have the nice meal. Yeah, normally you enter to like a nice little, oh, here they come, the lovers are here. Yeah, none of that. Annalise went, we're going into Stone Cold Steve Austin's entrance. So I just went in doing that to everyone.
Get it.
Spectacular.
I want to come out when I get married to Ted DiBiase's theme, but instead of money, it's Murray, because it's, married.
Not long now as well, isn't it?
Okay.
Let us know your thoughts on that and all of today's news stories in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Weddings cost money, man.
Oh, they do.
I'm not rich.
Just me. Yeah, they do, baby. Let us know your thoughts on Twitter and your Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE. Watch there, follow both of us. You can follow him
at Andy H. Murray. The H stands for head cheese. Remember them?
Yeah, I do.
Talking about.
They need to be in the Rumble.
Yeah, Steve Blackman. Kendo stick.
You can follow me on Twitter at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all, as I said, at WhatCulture WWE. And make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. Myself and the Dudley Boys will be reviewing Raw later on today, though. My thanks to Andy Murray. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.
And remember, watch out for that choke slam.